Top of the morning. Um, it is 9/11. It's my mother's birthday. And yeah, nothing else of significance happened on this day many years ago. And yeah, we're not going to talk about current events. Not the place to do this. Let's talk about what's going on in the world of top. It's been a bit, and I admit I have been busy, so I apologize for not having kind of like up to date score by score stuff. As I'm doing this, there's 7 minutes left in an absolute shootout between Florida LSU. 31-31 is the current score. I mean, deep balls absolutely everywhere. The 4-0 Florida Gators, the 3-2 LSU Tigers, two ranked teams that are in desperation mode. Um, After today's advance, A&M is your current 1 seed, followed by the Georgia Bulldogs, Texas Longhorns, UNC Tar Heels, fourth in the nation. Big win against Alabama. Specifically requested that game. Might have had something to do with some recruits being taken. And UCLA is your 5th seed. Ohio State, despite a loss earlier in the season, to Texas. Big win there against Notre Dame, 38-25. Big defensive stops, a fumble recovery while Notre Dame was driving to try and take the lead, and then following that up with an interception in the end zone. Was able to kind of put a stifle on that game. I mean, I think Jeremiah Smith had 3 bombs of touchdowns. Insanity. Ole Miss got the forced win against Auburn. He sits at the 9 seed. He is 3-1. South Carolina 3-1. Notre Dame has dropped to 11th. ASU 12. Nebraska. So the big suspension for Dylan Raiola, as he's got Ole Miss this week, and he will be without his star quarterback for 3 more weeks. Oregon cracking the top 14 now. They are 5-0, however, 97 overall team. And Clemson currently is in a battle with Pitt, but they sit 3-1. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, let's talk about some games. First off, what is going on in Utah? And I don't mean in real life. I mean with this Utah team. So a rough start to the schedule for us. Lost by 2 to Ohio State. Then 2 solid wins. And then lost by 3 to LSU, and then last week on the road, down 21-3, where I was able to battle back, tied up at 31-31, but a unfortunate pick by a 97 throw on the run quarterback throws a, oh my god, I just saw Willie get a double coverage catch. It's 38-31. Double coverage on a post, a dog shit read. We were talking about this earlier, and I really hope this patch tomorrow leads to a scenario where we see a little bit more defensive play on the ball. If you don't know, big title update is coming today, and there's some things are going to be adjusted. But right now, it just really feels like the throw it up and pray they catch it is working out a little bit too much. We don't need last year's house call DBs, but we could use a little bit more. A little bit more plays on the ball by some DBs, because there's certainly some weird stuff going on. That what I just watched should not have been a touchdown. Anywho, so yeah, Utah, we got a big game. We got number 10 South Carolina on the road this week. So big opportunity. I'm sure South Carolina's got some visits coming in. So can we get that done, or are we? Are we cooked this year? We really would like to take advantage of Devin Dampierre's senior year, but it is what it is. We have a new Miami user. Welcome our new Miami user to the league, Bald Kevin. Wow, I just saw a go route. It must be nice to have wide receivers this fast, because these guys are so open. Mizell, and then followed up by, I think that's Watkins. Yep, Jelani Watkins, 3 for 120 and 2 tutties. Holy shit. Getting your live updates of this LSU Florida game, a banger, 38s. Across the board. We've seen Washington come in, and since Washington's come in, he didn't have a game last week. He lost by 3 to Florida. I need to go watch that game back, and then he beat USC. So we have certainly got Ricky adding some talent to the league. So welcome to the new Miami user. in that regard. Ohio State, Notre Dame. We talked about that. Oregon, a little 8 a.m. game. So that means he played at 5. Was able to get the win against Penn State. So you can do it at night. You can do it in the morning. Any way you want it. Oregon looking good this year. A complete football team. Tough Pac-12 to deal with, however. Talk about the Pac-12. UCLA and LSU. UCLA dealt a pretty big blow, 24-16. So UCLA, we see that the number 5 ranked team, that 97 overall. Nico at quarterback is certainly causing problems. He is difficult to deal with. 97 throw power, a running back that's got shifty, and then some solid wide receivers. This is a tough team to deal with. UCLA did a really, last year kind of had that reputation of kind of, being solid, did win a Heisman with a defensive player at Colorado, but I wouldn't say he was like a major difference maker, but was making the college football playoffs. That this year, if you saw what happened in his game versus Danny, as Willie just threw an interception, UCLA, he's beat me, so kind of maybe a match made in heaven between that, or maybe UCLA is just the team to be in college football. Obviously, they dominated last year, so maybe there's something we are all missing here for that. I don't know. Then you got number 2 Georgia, who beat Iowa State 52-17. However, at half they were down, so had to recover there. Good news: Texas's halfback is out for the season. I think he does. Of course, he has a backup that's got Gold Shifty, so not much will change. But there's that. He was able to beat Alabama 48-7. Did not give up a second half score. DJ Lagway not having a good time with 4 picks, and Jarek Gibson, like we said, the backup went 13 for 140, and then Baxter added on another 60 yards to that. So still more than capable to run the football. So let's take a look at maybe some of our Heisman contenders. As a pick given right back to Florida by LSU. Heisman watch. Let's see who leads the Heisman standings. Nate Frazier, Georgia's running back, having himself a year on the season so far. 77 rushing attempts, 750 yards. So what's that, like something around 9 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns so far on the year. So Nate Frazier. Then Raleek Brown. We've seen Raleek Brown in Heisman territory before, haven't we? He's a little bit more balanced. He's averaging 9 per touch as well. 339 rushing yards, 345 receiving yards. He's coming off a game against FCS Southeast where he put up 120 on the ground and a couple scores. Caden Durham, the deadliest player in the league, in my opinion. One of the most difficult running backs to stop. This is LSU. He's averaging 8 per carry, 7 rushing touchdowns, 650. So these SEC running backs, man, they certainly got something cooked up. He struggled, though, however, against UCLA. Good defensive player, 63 rushing yards. But he did have 75 through the air. Big angle route demon, Caden Durham. Fernando Mendoza, Indiana's quarterback, senior. So CPU quarterback there. Keep in mind, new users. Indiana has got a 5-star in the wings and a pretty good team. And then DeCorian Moore. This is the wide receiver from Oregon. Plat cutter, plat 360, plat sidestep. 97 speed at 5'11". He's got 534 receiving yards on the year, 6 touchdowns. A demon. He put up 96 in that game against Penn State this morning. So, so let's talk about the matchups for the week, and we'll get up out of here. Like we mentioned before, I have got South Carolina today. By the time you are watching this, LSU and Florida will have been completed. Again, just a crazy game of deep throw after deep throw after deep throw between these guys. Picks, big touchdowns. So if you're looking, man, what do I want to go back and watch? Go watch, who streamed it? Willie. Go watch Hoop God Beeman last stream against LSU, because right now we're 3 minutes left. 4th and 1. Florida's got the ball in their own 42. He is allowed to go for it. That's probably what that pause was for. Let's see what he does. I'll live commentate that here. Florida State is going to get the new user, Miami, so that'll be interesting. Florida State 2-2, Miami 0-5 on the year. SMU and Oregon, this is a big one. Oregon's got a visit inbound In town is what I meant to say. All right, let's see. Ball's going to get snapped. Oh, no. A false start here. And Willie is going to be in 4th and 5. And if he turns it over, the ball's on the 37. He's looking for an offensive play, however. So, yeah, Oregon's got a visit in for a talented defensive lineman. And SMU's got an opportunity to change that. Clemson and Pitt is going on right now. A little disconnect at half, but 2 Pitt fans going at it. Always a fun rivalry between those two. Texas A&M and Auburn's going to be interesting. Auburn is kind of, cooked on the season so far. Uh-oh, a deep ball by Willie. Overthrown. Oh, no. Oh, he had 2 guys deep. No pressure in his face, and he overthrows the wide receiver. LSU has the ball. Literally not. I mean, there wasn't a guy 5 yards close to the quarterback when he threw it, or 5 yards close to the receiver when he threw it. That's got to be that home field advantage, man. There's no other reason about it. I mean, I get it. Like, people overthrow. That's crazy. And then LSU, Jelani Watkins on a corner out inside the red zone. Okay. Ole Miss, Nebraska. That'll be interesting. Obviously, dealing with a little bit of lag. Ole Miss will probably have to deal with that, but Nebraska dealing with a backup quarterback. Washington, Ohio State. This is obviously, I would say this favors Ohio State, but again, Washington's a new user, might sneak up on Harp, who doesn't really have anything tendency-wise to go off of. Wisconsin, Texas Tech, that's a good one. Texas Tech, a quiet 3-1 to start the year. Wisconsin, maybe disappointing 1-4. However, starting the true freshman quarterback, not going to be easy. I think Joey is out of town. He leaves tomorrow, so Texas will be getting the forced win against Oklahoma. That's unfortunate. In the Red River Rivalry. The Red River Rivalry. Say that 5 times fast. Georgia's got Mizzou, South Carolina, Utah. And did we talk about the Pac-12? USC's got BYU, Notre Dame's got Stanford. Cool. All right, well, that's the games. That's been your top of the morning. And, yeah, stay off the internet. It's not good for you. Later.